Welcome back to Outdoors America. On this week's episode, we head down to the great state of Missouri in search of a giant whitetail buck. A friend of mine from down there started sending me trail cam pics and said, "You better get down here and shoot this monster." We wasted no time, jumped in the truck the very next morning, and we were in the stand by later that afternoon.
Well, we are headed out for night one of our Missouri bow hunt, or let's say archery hunt, since I'm using a crossbow. And the reason I'm using a crossbow tonight is we're actually hunting a bean field where they're going to be, they could walk basically anywhere. And I don't know if I'm going to have a 5-yard shot or a 70-yard shot. And I don't feel comfortable shooting my bow more than about 45 yards in this little bit of wind. So we're going to take the crossbow until we can assess what's actually happening here. And then we might adjust and use the bow the rest of the week. But for tonight, we're armed with the crossbow. I'm not a die-hard bow hunter. I'm a die-hard deer hunter. But we're in the stand. It's a cool looking spot. The buck we're after, the target buck, was here last night right before dark. So we're hoping he does the same thing as he did last night. The wind is just a little bit different, but pretty darn close to what it was last night. So I'm guessing he's coming along this edge. There's a scrape line running along this bean field, and I'm guessing that's he's gonna come out here and freshen those scrapes. Hopefully well before dark, but more than likely right around dark. So we're gonna sit tight, enjoy the evening. It's actually really nice here compared to where I just came from. And yeah, just enjoy the evening. See what we see. It's right at sundown right now, and the farmer is now combining the field.
Well, the farmer's work comes before any hunter's does. So we just sat there the rest of the night just to see what would happen, and we're happy to get in the stand for day 2.
Well, it is 11 o'clock on the second day of our hunt, and the farmer's not done with the beans yet, but he's getting there. He's doing good. We're gonna go hang some cameras to do a little intel that way, and then we're gonna go sit on the south side of the property this afternoon, because that's the end of the property that has not been interrupted at all. So that's what we're gonna do now, and it's gorgeous out today. Maybe not for deer hunting, but it's gorgeous. It's like 45 degrees, a light south wind tomorrow, and the next few days are supposed to be in the 60s. So that's gonna suck for deer hunting, but it's gonna be really nice to sit in. We're gonna be in the middle of the pre-rut, so we can still see the deer during that time of day, or during the middle of the day, I should say. So we're gonna get these out and go sit a box blind the rest of the day. It is November 2nd, our second day hunting down in Missouri for the 2023 season. And we just got to the stand, and I had to shed layers. It is hot. It's like 66 degrees right now. Big change from the last several days. Usually when that happens, movement is pretty much done until the nighttime hours. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Even it is the pre-rut is kicking off big time. We saw quite a few bucks fighting last night. A lot of chasing going on.
Okay. Hold on. I'll save you from listening to the same thing for days on end. A doe and a fawn would walk out in front of us, and a doe and a fawn would come up from the side of us, and a few small bucks every day.
Day 7 of the hunt, and you guessed it. We have a doe and a fawn out in the cornfield in front of us. Every day. Still no buck behind her. I am expecting another doe and a fawn to be coming up from the east of us here shortly, which also happens every day. We did see a few other bucks yesterday, just still not the big one, and I have yet to see him. Confidence
dwindling, but it's the rut, so you just know that anything can happen, and that's what we're banking on here. We might, there's an east wind, we might actually go sit a different spot tonight. I might have to shut the cameras off here because I don't want to see him on it when we're sitting in a different spot, because that would break my heart. But I think the way the wind is, and just to give us a break, we might have to do that. We've only got 2 days left after this, and we got to try to make something happen here pretty soon. So we'll see once how the rest of the morning plays out and make our decision from there.
And as if God himself answered our prayers, the one doe shows up with a great boyfriend.
Was that? Wow. I'm shaking. I don't shake hardly ever after I shoot a deer, and this one for some reason got me wound up. And I'm pretty sure we smoked him. I reviewed the footage and it looked like a hard shot. We're gonna go try to find the hero and see what that looks like, and then see if we can't find a deer at the end of the rainbow. Let's go take a look. Well, he's bleeding really good, but I'm really surprised he made it this far because it looked like a hard shot. Probably 100 yards away already. We still got a good blood trail, so we'll keep going here.
Well, what can I say? I had happen to me today the one thing that you never want to have happen to you as a hunter, and that's to actually shoot an animal and not recover it. You guys saw just before this that I stopped the deer, I ranged it, and I actually went down to pick up my bow, adjust the camera, and did not realize that that deer actually walked 6 yards further during that time and turned broadside again. I never saw him walk at all. I just saw him broadside again when I looked back out. And I shot, my initial instinct was, wow, that looked really low for where I was aiming. I wonder what happened. And when I ranged him, or when I ranged where he was standing, again after that, it was 6 yards further than where he was. I'm not gonna make excuses. I should have probably rearranged him. I didn't know he walked anywhere. But long story short, he's still alive. He lives to see another day, lives to breed many more does, which sucks for us, but very good for him. That's why we chase these guys. It's not easy. It's not easy. Well, we had big plans of going out for the last morning, but the fog that set in left us only the last night.
Well, we're back in the stand for one last sit in Missouri. I beat myself up pretty hard last night over what happened yesterday with shooting under that buck. It's totally my fault. I should have rearranged, but I thought that deer was still in the same parallel that he was when I looked down. As you could probably see, I wasn't able to actually look up, but even when I was bleeding at him, because I was trying to get the camera focused, I was trying to get my bow ready, and I had ranged him before that at 43 yards. After I shot and I realized how low it was when I was out at the spot, I ranged from there and it was somewhere between 49 and 51 yards, so we'll call it 50. So that's a long ways off when I was aiming for the high part of the pump station and yeah, hit below it, but 6, 7, 8 yards, that'll do it. So we're gonna sit here one last night, hope to God we see him one more time and can actually close this story out with a happy ending. If not, this has been a fun trip. We had a couple cool mornings, but mainly insanely hot days. Insanely hot for the first week of November. But still a fun trip. We're gonna sit tonight and then we're gonna be heading to Colorado in the morning, meeting my dad and my brother there. They're gonna try to jump a couple of mule deer and I'm going to go after an elk.
Well, as the sun started to set on the very last day of our hunt in Missouri, we realized things were just not going to go our way. We had a great time down there, had a great opportunity, just didn't go as planned. But trail cam pics are starting to pop in already this year of some great bucks we've got on the same property, and we're excited to get back down.